Okay, I think we got all the audio issues settled. Again, what do I tell you every week?
Speaking to the mic.
Thank you very much. You're learning. All right, you ready?
No, but let's do it.
All right, episode 4 in 3, 2, 1. Hi, and welcome into episode number 4 of Conversations with Myself.
A journey of self-discovery.
How you doing? I'm Brent. Along with me is the kid who caused me to start drinking coffee 10 years ago because he would get up at 5:30 in the morning, and when he did that, he'd go to mommy's side of the bed, and she'd put you in the bed, and then you started coming to my side of the bed, and I just started getting up because you learned, I guess.
Hi, I'm Xavier.
Xavier's here. As we mentioned in our last episode, we were going to do a podcast about video games for episode 3, but we took a little bit of a detour, and we did an episode focusing on God and faith, and we've gotten a lot of really good feedback on that one. I think the YouTube supplement video for our podcast, we've had like 70 views already since we uploaded on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah,
that's like not the most popular, but
no, it's for our podcast. It's the most popular one we've had.
Yeah, definitely.
We had a lot of downloads, and we've had a couple of really nice reviews on iTunes. So thank you guys for supporting our little adventure here.
Yeah, thanks.
So episode 4. We're calling today a bonus show because we're doing 2 podcasts in 1 week. So this one we're going to do, it's all going to be about video games and gaming systems and how unfair it is that you never understood the frustration of standing in a convenience store inserting quarters into the Spy Hunter machine. So I'm kind of looking forward to your questions because I'm wanting to learn why I stopped liking video games. I mean, I like video games, but I used to play them all the time. And now maybe it's just because I don't have time, or I don't know. I'm kind of interested in finding out what the issue is. So I'll let you go first with your questions this week. In case you're tuning in for the first time, we ask each other a series of questions and what's we've been doing the past 3 episodes. We ask each other a series of questions, and then we kind of answer them and gain some insight from one another. So video games is the subject this week, and I will allow you to go first. So see, I've got my questions right in front of me, and you you're not prepared.
I have to pull them up on my phone.
Okay.
Okay, so my first question, this one should be pretty obvious, but I'll ask. When you were younger, Sega or Nintendo?
I was a Nintendo kid. I had to, I remember I think it was December of 1987 or 88. It was right after Christmas, and I was counting my pennies to get my very first NES system, and all I had was Super Mario Brothers. I didn't even have Duck Hunt. I had Super Mario Brothers, the very first one, and I played it for like 2 months straight, and I loved that game. So it was that I played Sega a couple times, but NES was my childhood.
Okay, do you want to take turns doing questions, or do you want me to?
Okay, I'll ask you a question. I'm going to ask you this one. You don't do it as much anymore, and I'm sure if any parents are listening to this, they might understand, but why do you like watching other people on YouTube play video games instead of playing the game for yourself? You sit there and you watch other people play instead of actually playing the game.
Okay, so here's the reason why I like it. So a lot of people compare watching people play video games like watching sports, but there are a lot of differences. So when you watch people play sports, it's kind of the same thing. And if it's in the last minute of a game and one team is leading significantly, like 52 points to 2 points, then really there's not really a
but a lot of times you watch people play games that you haven't, you're going to buy, and it kind of ruins the fun if you haven't played it yet and you see everybody else playing all the levels.
Well, yeah, but even if it ruins the surprise aspect, there are 2 comebacks for it. I get a review of it to see if it's actually a good game, and 2, I get a funny little commentary to go with it most times.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I get to listen to it. And another reason why I like to listen to that is because if you get a different experience for each person you watch it with. So, I'll take Minecraft for an example. If you watch someone play Minecraft, then watch someone else play Minecraft, unless they're trying to copy that person that you just watched.
You're getting 2 different perspectives.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You answered my question. Now I understand.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Okay, so my next question what is your favorite game? Like either now or back then?
It's going to be, I'm sure if a lot of the dads are listening, and I know we played this game at with Uncle German, Uncle Jody all the time, Tecmo Bowl, Super Tecmo Bowl. I love that game, especially if you were, I think it was Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl. You could not be tackled. Barry Sanders for the Lions. That's who I usually was. I was Barry Sanders. And Tecmo Bowl. It was for NES and Super Tecmo Bowl. And they have simulators out there. You can still play those games. And I need to go do that because I love Tecmo Bowl.
Okay. So...
Oh, it's my question.
Yeah, it's your question.
All right, so... you are a good kid. We spoil you. I just want to preface this that we ask you to do chores. You don't give us any back talk. You do everything we ask you. You get good grades. So we spoil you. You've been fortunate enough to have a lot of video game systems over the years. You've had Nintendo Wii, Nintendo 3DS, Xbox One, and now you just got the Nintendo Switch not too long ago. Out of all those, which one's been your favorite?
Probably... It's a tie between the Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch.
It's related to Minecraft, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think that the Switch might just beat it because I love the Xbox One. Like, have I had it longer than the Wii?
You've had it for a pretty long time.
Yeah, I've had it for a long time, but and that was where I was able to play Minecraft and Lego video games. Actually, fun fact: when I got 2 games, Minecraft and the Lego Movie video game. Guess which one I was more excited about? I'm kidding. I'm not letting you guess. It was the Lego Movie video game.
Well, you were really into those Lego video games because remember we did a YouTube video of going to buy Jurassic World Lego.
That was like my second video. Actually.
It was a while ago.
But yeah, I liked the Lego game. But now the Switch is kind of beating it up because I like more games that I have on the Switch than most games on the Xbox because I don't like those shooty games. Yeah. I like colorful, vibrant, platformy type games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. All right, it's your turn.
Okay, so, do you like the types of games that I like the newer types of games?
Give me an example.
Like, Minecraft.
I don't understand Minecraft. It looks like a game that came out in 1986, and people love it. I mean, I guess it's kind of like SimCity. You know, you're building and you got to create worlds, which is kind of cool. But I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And it looks like very, very simplistic, but everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's a fun game that you can play.
Now Mario Maker, you just got Mario Maker 2. That was a lot of fun because you can build worlds using all the different stuff from all the different Mario games. Yeah. That and then what did you have? Tennis?
Oh yeah, I've got a Mario game called Mario Tennis Aces, and that actually kind of made me want to play tennis.
It's fun, and then you got the Nintendo Switch Online, which you can play if you have a Nintendo Switch Online. You can play those old NES games. And I went back and you can play pro wrestling and Excite Bike and all that kind of stuff. So I like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I don't like how you have to pay for the Nintendo Online or how it didn't start.
Welcome to the world, my friend. Like you got to pay for everything.
Well, yeah, I get that you have to pay for it, but I kind of wish you didn't have to. Like they didn't give us the scent of a delicious food and then not let us eat it.
Welcome to the real world, my son. That's what happens. They also call that the bait and switch sometimes.
Yeah, like they gave us online for a long time, and then they gave us Nintendo Online, which costs money.
Why do you think they give you when you buy something? They give you the first month free because you get hooked on it, and then you keep it, or you forget to unsubscribe your trial, and then they charge you the monthly fee. Yeah. See, they know what they're doing. Yeah, they didn't just wake up yesterday. They know why they're doing this stuff.
Yeah, I don't get why there's games that you specifically have to have an online thing to be able to play. Like
it's part of the marketing, I guess.
Yeah, but that just doesn't seem fun.
Well, that's just how it goes, man.
Yeah.
You're learning some life lessons early. It's my turn, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so here's one that I don't. I don't like about the games you play, maybe the parents listening understand this. If your character dies in the game, it's just like, oh, well, he's going to rejuvenate and come back to life and keep going. Back in my day, if you're not paying attention and Mario falls off a cliff, you go all the way back to the start. So how is that fair?
Technically, you go back to the start. Technically, you go back to the start of a level, and
no, I see. I watch you play these Lego games, and your character like dies, and then all of a sudden he pops back up. He's fine.
Well, it kind of varies from game to game because, like in games like Lego, yeah, if you die, then you basically have zero progress lost.
I don't know. I think that's what's wrong with today's youth. Is
like the only thing that really happens is that you lose like the currency, but that's really
you guys don't face consequences. That's the problem.
But in games, but in games like Minecraft, if you die, then you go all the way back to your last spawn point, which doesn't sound terrible until your bed gets removed.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, all these games, you just kind of rejuvenate, though. Yeah. The ones I've watched.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a generational thing.
Even in Mario, like, you only really start... Nowadays, you only start...
But you still get a halfway point.
Yeah.
At Mario, when I played it, you got to go back to the very beginning.
Yeah, like, even in Mario now, there's a cheat thing, because, like, it starts... Like, even if you lose all your lives, you either go back to the halfway point of a world, or you just go back to the beginning of the world. And while that is annoying if you were right there in the castle, then other than that, it's really not a big deal.
All right, you've got one more question, right? I've got a couple more.
Yeah, I might make up some more at the spot, but what is your what was it like at the arcade to be able to play games?
It was awesome. They used to have this this place when I was growing up in Michigan. It was Playland, and you'd go out there, and like it was almost like this. You walk in, you could hear like harps playing. It's like, oh, there's like all these video games, and this was before I had the NES at the house. And you'd walk in, there's just like consoles everywhere and pinball, and it was awesome. And then of course we all got the Nintendo systems, and we stopped going to Playland as much because we had the Nintendo in our house, which, you know, and now that we say this, it's forcing us to be antisocial because we all stay in the house and we play our video games. We don't get out and go to the arcade and spend thousands of dollars of quarters on Spy Hunter. I used to love that game.
Well, so you can ask your question. Wait, so you can ask your question.
Okay,
now.
So I know there's been a lot of remakes and updates of old school video games, but what is a video game out there from the 80s or 90s that you would like to see come out now? Is there one that comes to the top of your mind?
Not really any 90s or 80s. There's not really any 90s or 80s games. Like, well, okay, I take that back. Like, there are, like, with Pokemon, they remake new games every now and then. Like,
but you want some of the old titles?
Yeah, like, actually, the last game that came out was actually a remake of the original ones.
Oh.
But yeah, there's really not that, like, maybe Mario World, because, like, I don't really have a connection to that game like you do, because, like, I don't really...
You latch onto things that are it's kind of like this point in your life when you're 12 or 13, everything that's in your life, like, around this age, when you think of the good old days, this is what you'll think of, is this time period.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you one that I would love to have. Seriously, I already said it, but Tecmo Bowl. We should come out with that for Nintendo Switch or Xbox One.
Well, technically, wouldn't they already have that on the Nintendo Switch?
But like an updated version with new players, and I guess like Madden's the new thing now. That's the football game.
Story mode.
They had they had it where you could play it for a whole season. So I mean that's a lot of fun.
I guess with sports games, then it would be like seasons or Grand Prix, like a Mario Kart or stuff like that. But okay, let me ask my question. You got
another one?
I got one more.
Okay.
One last one.
Okay.
Well, what do you think you kind of asked me this already, but what was it like to have all the video games, the hardness dial, cranked up to 12?
Wait, say that again?
Like, how was it like? It was super hard, right?
Yeah.
Like even like the NES ones.
Yeah, they were hard. And then, of course, the Game Genie came out, and then the NES Advantage remote control where you could make it go You could cheat a little bit, and that was a lot of fun. But when Nintendo first came out, those games were hard.
Seriously, like.
And we didn't have and that's one of my questions. Like, it's not fair that you can go to YouTube and figure out how to level up or how to get all the tricks and all that. I had to get like the Nintendo Power magazine that came out every month or so to get some tips and tricks. But other than that, it was hard. Made me prepared for the world.
Didn't those Nintendo Powers like have comics too? And like,
it had a whole. It was a monthly magazine. It had tips and tricks and secrets and things like that.
I wish they'd come out now. Actually, I think I see like whenever I'm scrolling the notifications for the Nintendo Switch, I see like a Nintendo Power podcast.
Oh, well, there you go. You can subscribe, and they probably have some secrets on there.
Well, I think like it's just like a free one that you don't have to subscribe.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's really my question. Like, they didn't even have. So, like, if you had to go to bed and you were right at Bowser's castle.
Oh, this is a good story. I kid you not. Now, this isn't Nintendo. This is Atari. Okay, you ever heard of Atari?
Is Atari like rip off of Nintendo?
No. Atari was one of the first ones. So I'll never forget this. And I may Uncle Germ's gonna have to correct me on this, but Uncle Germ was playing Pitfall. Okay, and he'd been playing for hours and hours and. I'm not quite sure that there was an ending to it, but he was so far along, and Mimi came in and told him that it was time to take a bath, and he was like, I'm almost done, and she unplugged the Atari. I think it may be an urban legend, but I'm pretty sure that actually happened.
Mimi did that?
I need to check. I'm going to check with Mimi, make sure that's accurate. I'll report back next week. I think that's what, I'm almost positive that happened. Can you imagine if you were about to, like, go to the last level on a game, and then Mom came through, or me, and we came through and we unplugged the Nintendo. Now, I would have a lot of fun if I did that, because I like torturing you with that kind of thing.
But yeah, you guys wouldn't be my parents for a few weeks.
We'd just give you some extra chores to do.
No.
All right, so I have, because I already asked one of my other questions earlier, so here's my last question. You don't have any more questions?
No.
Okay, so here's the last one. About a year or so ago, we found your mom's old NES game system in the back garage. We hooked it up. Did you like playing those games before you had them on the Switch Online, or is the old NES a little too antiquated for you?
I kind of liked it. Like, I like being able to play it on the Switch now, but I kind of like being having the old controller and just playing it. You know what I mean?
We were playing what, Super Mario 3?
Yeah, like Super Mario 3. I remember that I wanted to play the Super Mario Bros. 2, but
that's the
bad one.
It's not very good. And then after we hooked up the NES, we went back and watched the Fred Savage classic, The Wizard, where they unveiled Super Mario 3 and
was that
the
movie. First place that anybody's ever seen it?
I'm pretty sure I was around your age when The Wizard came out, and I want to say that it made its debut in that movie, and then everybody flocked to get Super Mario 3 because it was because Super Mario 2 was terrible. And
actually, you want to hear a fun fact?
Sure.
Super Mario 2, if there's any 80s kids watching, actually, fun fact, Super Mario Bros. 2, the English version, not Super Mario Bros. 2.
What is it?
It's a game called Doki Doki Panic from Japan.
So they just ripped it off?
No, like they reskinned it, like everything.
So they just put the Super Mario branding on it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they also and they actually came out with the real version, and it's called Mario the Lost Levels.
And that's on the Switch, right?
Yeah, it's on the Switch, yeah.
So I think you guys, if you're listening along, you can tell that Xavier was really fired up about this subject, because I think this is the most you've talked in any of our, usually I hog the mic, but I just let you go on this one because you're really excited about video games.
Also because you have your own mic too.
Well, yeah, that did help. I had to borrow a mic to make, because your levels were a little low the past couple of weeks. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
And if you're watching on YouTube, I keep going like this because I'm pointing towards the mic, because Xavier likes to wander off in the room and he doesn't know to talk into the microphone. So yeah. I learned a couple things about video games today from you. So it's kind of, when you say you watch the folks on YouTube because you like to get a review and like to hear the commentary. So I kind of reconciled some questions I had for you. So
actually, can I ask you one more question?
By all means.
Like, thinking of the Wizard, do you think that the Power Glove, was awful, right?
Everybody, I wanted it, but I never actually got it, and then I think it was actually awful, yeah.
Do you think that it became more popular after the Wizard because one of the main characters had it?
Yes, I would say it like it's, there's a marketing thing. They put that in the movie, and everybody wanted it.
Yeah, That looked terrible. Like,
well, you got to remember at the time in 1988, 89, nobody had ever seen something like that before. So we were like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And then we realized, "Oh, it doesn't really do a whole lot." So
like, it really just looked like a inconvenient way to play because like you had to push it down.
It did look inconvenient because you had the little
the controller on the glove, hand, and usually you can just play with thumbs, and now you have to.
Which brings me to this point on your Nintendo Switch. I feel like I'm such an old person because the controls are so small. I can't even play your games anymore. I try, and I'm like, I'm too old for this.
We tried to play Super Mario Bros. 3. Yeah, he was.
I'm terrible at this stuff. I used to be so good. I knew where all the buttons were, and I was so on top of things. And now I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Like, actually, fun. Like, when we played Super Mario Bros. 3 back in the back garage or the she shed now, I was terrible at that because I couldn't use the controller.
Yeah, you kept falling off the cliff.
Yeah. Tables have turned now.
Yeah, they have turned, and that's the cycle. That's the circle of life.
Actually, you want to know a fun fact?
You've got a lot of fun facts today.
I actually beat Super Mario Bros. 3 the other day.
That's because you used a cheat, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, you can hold it down, the 2 joysticks down, and basically you can turn back time. So if you die, then you can turn back time.
See, again, you're cheating. You should go all the way through it, and you should do it like I did it.
So how's the game genie, by the way?
Never mind that. All right, so that's all our questions for our video game episode today. Did you learn some things about your dad and how antiquated he is with his video games? I used to love playing NES back in the day. It was a lot of fun. And then your mom actually got me a PlayStation when I graduated from college, and I played Madden all the time. And
I think I've only ever played PlayStation at my friend Cole's
I still have it in the back garage. I don't know if it works or not, but we still have it. So yeah. So we hope you enjoyed our episode about video games. And I'm thinking, kind of like the podcast we did about movies, we'll do multiple episodes about movies, but different variations on it. So I'm thinking maybe next week we'll do one on music because what are we doing next weekend?
We're gonna go to a concert.
Yes, we're taking Xavier to his first big time concert. You remember who we're gonna go see?
I do, but I want to see if you know who it is.
Yeah, sure. So I can already tell that I'm way more excited about this than he is. We're gonna take Xavier to Beaver Dam, Kentucky, which is about 2 hours away. It's an amphitheater, and Sheryl Crow and Jason Isbell are going to be. You can see in the background. I have all this Jason Isbell stuff. Jason Isbell and Sheryl Crow doing a co-headlining concert next Saturday nights, and we're gonna go check that out. And I'm excited because when Xavier was little, well, actually when he was just born, I got the birth announcement guitar picks. And we saw Jason Isbell about 3 years after you were born, and I went up to him. I got seen before the show, and I said, I want to give you one of these. And so he has one of your Xavier Jack guitar picks, so kind of cool. And we'll tell a little bit more about that story next week. Yeah. You know what we call that?
What?
A tease.
Oh, wait a second. I think I forgot a question.
What?
What are your thoughts on video game movies? Like you reminded me of when you said movies.
You know what? Like I said, and we've seen some the pretty good. I mean, I don't have anything. Angry Birds is terrible though. That's a kind of a quasi video game. Yeah. So
it's more of an app than a video game.
And it's still a game. Yeah.
I've never seen the Mario Bros. Game from what I've heard.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cult classic. I heard it's terrible. Thank you guys for tuning into our video game episode. Like I said, next week we're going to talk a little bit about music. Xavier's not huge into music. He's got a couple of things.
I like music, but
which is fine.
Not as big as
you can tell, I'm not the biggest video game fan anymore.
Yeah.
But you like video games, and so I like music, and we're learning about what we like and what we don't like, and that's cool. I don't expect you to like music like what I like. I want you to like what you like. So, we do want to delve into the topic of music a little bit because there's some stuff to go over as we prepare for his first big concert, and then maybe you can come back and give us a review of the concert. I'm sure it'll be all of 30 seconds. I sat there, I was bored, I wanted to go home.
Well, Why do we have to make a review? He already knows what I'm going to say.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast. Again, you can watch us on YouTube. We have our supplementary video that we do with our podcast. Also on iTunes, the Google Play Store, and Spotify is where you can find us. And we usually come out with one new episode each and every week. But this week was special. We put out 2 episodes. This is what we call bonus episodes. So
and
thank you.
Getting pretty long too.
Yeah, I think we're getting more comfortable with the format, and we're talking a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So I thank you guys for tuning in and for subscribing and for following along. And we will see you next week on Conversations with Myself,
a journey of self-discovery.
Bye, guys. See you later.